I recently had an opportunity to speak at a middle school, and just interactions with some of the students, you can tell that students in the class all came from different backgrounds. You can tell that students in the class all came from different home structures. They had different levels of love and support. They had different levels of interaction with male authority figures. They've had different, levels of interactions with, people encouraging and supporting them, but then also different levels of interactions with people who maybe don't encourage and maybe don't show them love. And all of that comes out in how they respond or how they interact with people. And welcome to Impact and Fulfillment with Coach Mike D, where you'll gain practical wisdom and dynamic insight from amazing conversations to live your best life. What's going on, y'all? This is Coach Mike D with another episode of Impact and Fulfillment. I hope you're having an amazing day and hope you're making the most of the day that you've been blessed with. I hope you're seeking opportunities. I hope you're taking advantage of opportunities. I hope you're literally leaning in to the opportunities that are around you. And if you're not seeing opportunities, I would challenge you to take a step back and look again and be very intentional about seeking opportunities. I am a firm believer that you find in life what you seek. If you seek trouble, if you seek issues, if you seek things not being right, if you seek things that are broken, if you seek chaos, those are the things that you're going to find. But if you seek opportunities, if you seek peace, if you seek, situations that are conducive to you thriving, then guess what? Those are the things that you will ultimately find because your actions will follow your mindset. Okay? Your actions will follow your mindset. So therefore, you will start doing things that are conducive to the things that you seek and desire if you truly believe them. Okay? But that starts with your mindset. So my whole thing is, if there are opportunities around you, are you seeking those opportunities? And if you're not seeing or seeking opportunities, why not? And a lot of times it's about what you're actually thinking about, where your mindset is currently located or where your mindset is currently fixated. Okay. So the thing is, I today want to talk a little bit about you really looking at opportunities, but I also want you to think about the environments that you set, because a lot of times the environments that you create will start to dictate the types of opportunities you have prevalent or the types of opportunities you have at your disposal. And what really spawned this was, I recently had an opportunity to speak at a middle school, and just interactions with some of the students, you can tell that students in the class all came from different backgrounds. You can tell that students in the class all came from different home structures. They had different levels of love and support. They had different levels of interaction with male authority figures. They've had different, levels of interactions with, people encouraging and supporting them, but then also different levels of interactions with people who maybe don't encourage and maybe don't show them love. And all of that comes out in how they respond or how they interact with people and how they interact with someone new that they don't have, any type of history or of a relationship with. And it goes back to what I was saying before when it comes to mindset. Your mindset influences your actions, but then the environmental factors that come into play help to shape and influence your mindset. So I was saying this through the lens, or I'm using this, through the lens of parenting, because as we, those of us that are parents raise kids and create an environment for kids, are we creating that loving, supportive, constructive, disciplined environment where they have boundaries and understand how to operate, but they also have creative freedom to make mistakes, and those mistakes aren't necessarily devastating, because all of those things are pieces of the puzzle that help to create the mindset that they will have, which will then influence whether or not they mature into adults and young adults and even older teenagers that seek opportunities, or ones that are always looking for the problem or looking for things not to work. So these are all components, right? These are all pieces. These are all ingredients to this big mix. There's not just one unique fix that, solves it all, in a worldly realm. You know what I'm saying? We can go spiritual and say, obviously, Jesus is the fix to it all. But as it pertains to our decision making and the actions we take and our mindset and the things that we do day in and day out, there are lots of components that come into this recipe, which will determine, it's kind of like a gumbo. All the components together, when they simmer down, create this great creation, right? They create this great pot of gumbo, right? Or all these ingredients come into play when baked together at the right temperature to make this cake that's amazing. But it takes all of these ingredients in the right amounts to come together to formulate that. And when it comes to our mindset, it's kind of the same. And so I said all this to say, you as an adult, if you're listening to this, really be focused on developing your mindset and seeking opportunities, because you will find what you ultimately seek. 1. 2, even as an adult, but if you're in charge of raising kids, but not just there, even for yourself, be cognizant of the environments that you shape and that you create, because all of those components in your environment are ingredients which get deposited into your mindset, which then will influence the type of actions you take. So we have to be mindful of all of that. And then I guess the third component is thinking about something much bigger than yourself. So for me, it's, my walk with Jesus or my spiritual growth and development, because that's this thing that sits on top of all of it, which helps to curate how we navigate, how we move, but then also how we create that mindset. So I used the terminology years ago. Spiritual conviction leads to mental commitment. Mental commitment leads to taking action. Okay. So having that framework in place, also curating the physical environment, I think we put ourselves in a position to then seek opportunities, but then to also grow into being our best. And when we're our best, then everybody who interacts with us gets our best. And then we put ourselves in a position to have influence and impact on those, for them to ultimately live their best life as well. Because, that energy that we bring transfers to somebody else. And that's all we want to do. We want to bring that good stuff, because when we interact with the good stuff gets left, and a little bit of that good stuff transfers to that person you connect with. And that's what this thing is all about. We're lighting candles so that we can ultimately light up the world. All right. Well, hey, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Hope you have some takeaways, and I hope you take action on it. All right. But until next time, y'all be blessed, well, and wise, and I'll holler at you. Peace. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and follow Coach Mike D everywhere on social media. Y'all be blessed, well, and wise.